Hey everyone, my name is Nathan Payne and welcome back to another episode of Blu Ocean Crypto. So we've got a lot I want to cover, especially over the holidays. We also know a lot about what's coming now in the new year with Mavia. So I've got a couple key things I want to focus on for content for you guys first, just to get everyone up to speed. The main thing that I want to talk about today is all of the status effects that are now live on troops, how that really works, what troops are being affected, and how that can ultimately impact your strategy. So without further ado, let's jump right in.
I want to play.
All right, so now that we're in game, the easiest way to find the list, I think I've showed you guys this before, is you just tap on info on any structure, and then the effects at the top left, you can tap the little eye. This is how you can get the whole list, so you can kind of see what they all are. However, when you go into the unit area, if you tap on the eye on any one of these troops, now you can see the effects on the top left. So there's a couple troops that have effects built in, some do not. So let's just kind of run through that quickly. So you can see the striker has no built-in effects, neither does the ranger, the brute, blaze, markswoman, or thyra. The ones that do are effectively everything else to the right. So let's start with the boom cart. So with the boom cart, we can see it has bulletproof. This is probably one of the biggest changes to the gameplay mechanics because of bulletproof, is basically now they're immune to turrets and sniper towers. So effectively what that means, it's a lot easier to just deploy your boom carts right away. You don't have to send a brute in front to tank anymore. So this is great. Also, they're frostproof and immovable. Now, frostproof has to do with obviously the ice towers, and then immovable has to do more with when mortars are hitting them. So this is awesome. The fact that they did this to boom carts makes them a lot easier to use. If we move to the whales, we can see that it has fireproof and immovable as well. Those kind of make sense. You know, the flame tower can't shoot up in the air anyways, so I guess it makes sense that they just gave it the fireproof buff. And then, of course, immovable is caused by mortars, so it's not going to happen either. I like how they put the effects, even though you could assume that. It's still nice to see it with the mechanics in game. And then Helicopter has fireproof and immovable. Immovable, again, they're flying units, that makes sense. Fireproof, same thing, they're flying units, that makes sense. And then you're going to notice when we go to the Skyfires, it's pretty much the same thing. So basically what we can tell right now is all air units are fireproof and movable, which is really interesting. And then if we go to the phage is similar to the boom carts with bulletproof, frostproof, and immovable. But really the biggest impact is how weak is the bulletproof. That's the biggest thing. But what a lot of people are starting to realize is now that these are active in game, the debuffs are as well. So let's actually just bring up an attack here. Let's go here. And I'll show you guys, because when you see in game, and I'm sure you've all noticed this, but the little icons are now actually above the troops when you deploy them. So let's just pause here. So you can see there, that's the boom carts heading in, but look, you can see that there's actually 2 debuffs on it already as well. So let's just kind of go back out. Same with all the helicopters. Now, at first I wasn't too sure how I felt about having the icons visual on the map, but I actually really like it. It allows me to track what's going on a little bit easier. And another good example, if I just slow down here, you can see this pack of blazes, you know, how they're being impacted. Same with up here. There's all those debuffs that are now stacking. Let me slow this down a bit here. So here's the main one I wanted to show you guys. So let's see. So you can see these guys have a lot of debuffs going on. They've been knocked down, which is effectively what the motor does, which makes motors a little bit stronger now because it actually immobilizes your units temporarily. We can see that they have the fire as well as melting, right? So this is really important. I think this is a nuance that a lot of people won't fully pick up, but it means things like putting ice and flame towers together in the same spot potentially to cause that melting or that extra effect. Understanding that motors now immobilize. So this actually did change the gameplay quite a bit, but phages and boom carts are the biggest things that we see impact to right now. And then of course, with all the debuffs going on, it just added a whole new layer to the game. And in my opinion, this is something that's really making Mavia unique compared to other traditional base builder games. As far as I know, there isn't one that has done something like this before. I really like the visual cues while I'm battling. Helps me assess and strategize and make plans as I'm going a little bit more. And I just think this was overall really great because we knew that they were coming. We had the hints of the status effects being in the game before, and some of the debuffs, and now we actually have effects applied to units. But like I said, boom carts and phages are the things where you guys won't most because they're not targeted by turrets or sniper towers anymore, which I think is freaking awesome. So adjust your strategies accordingly. You don't have to do the same old thing that you've been doing, always putting those brutes ahead to tank the boom carts. Same with phages, they're a lot better at cleaning up, and I'm actually going to be doing a video after this one, so the one that gets posted after this that goes into my farming strategy and how to really take advantage of those phages. So thanks so much for joining us today. It really makes a big difference. Please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Makes a big difference here for all of us on the channel. And then of course, smash that like button so we can get this content out to more people. See y'all in the next video. Cheers.